Hello, everyone, and good morning. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. And I'm here to tell you that if you enjoy the show in any capacity at all, maybe I'm funny, maybe I have good guests, maybe, I don't know, sometimes I'm interesting, whatever. If there's anything that you like about this show, please hit that follow button, that subscribe button, wherever you're listening. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like the videos, you subscribe to the channel, you comment, and you share. I am tired of working menial jobs and would love to speed up the process of making some money on this goddamn thing. So please, like, comment, subscribe, share, tell everyone about us wherever you listen to the show. Follow it. Makes a huge difference. Thank you guys. Enjoy the episode. Hello, gentlemen.
What's going on?
New England Speedsoft in the building.
Yes, sir.
Not the whole crew.
Not the whole crew.
Not even a quarter of the crew.
Not even a quarter.
How big is it?
We have about 8 players right now on
Wow.
the team. Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, we've grown a lot in 1 year, pretty much, is how long we've prospected on this team.
Yeah.
So
Whose idea was it? Either of you guys, or was it somebody else?
That's like a group idea.
it was a group effort, yeah. For sure.
So you all just like played together and you're like, let's start a team?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, actually.
Yeah, it probably took like 3 or 4 months for us to all feel comfortable playing together.
Yeah.
We all came from different backgrounds, different areas.
Gotcha.
We all met at Extreme Airsoft. So it's like,
Quick plug.
yeah.
Go to Extreme Airsoft.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. That's our sponsor.
That's our newest
Yeah.
sponsor,
Field.
too.
Our home field, our sponsor.
Right.
They show us love, we show them love.
There you
For
go.
sure. Yeah, that's mainly where you see us. If you ever wanted to come out and play, be more than welcome to come out, especially if you're a new player. We love getting new players into Speedsoft and what we do. It's a really, really fun sport to play, and it's definitely turning into a sport. You know, just like paintball is, just like any of your competitive style shooter games.
Right.
You know, even just like the online stuff, it takes takes you away from the video games, puts you out in the field. You know,
Yeah.
like a first person view of actual playing. You know, we all get to play around with airsoft guns, and yeah, it's a toy game, but at the same time, like it's a sport to us. We play competitive.
Right.
You know,
You can turn
5v5s.
You can turn it into something competitive. It definitely is a game, but there's different variants of every game.
Oh,
Yeah,
totally.
for sure.
You play Call of Duty. There's a regular playing online. Then you have competitive playing. You
day.
have all types of different types, and that's what we do. We're getting into the more
sure.
competitive aspect
Right.
of the game.
Yeah, I remember being, I don't know if I'm sure they still do it on TV, but I remember being a little younger and they would have like paintball games on television.
They don't have airsoft yet.
Not yet?
But we're hoping.
Yeah.
If it keeps growing.
So there's no like professional outlet yet? Or is there?
So there is, shout out, Competitive Speedsoft League. They're down in Virginia, and they're an East Coast company. There's also Speed QB, which is a company out on the West Coast, and they're really, really cool. They're the ones that kind of showed us, we kind of grew because of them. We found out about Speedsoft because of this company called Speed QB. They created a platform for us, and they came out, they showed love to us over here on the East Coast. They came to Extreme. They gave us a lot of insight into what we should be doing, you know, as a team. You know, we didn't know where if we should be doing home games and playing here or traveling like they are. And they made it really clear to us that we should be doing our own thing. We should start our own thing. You know, get more people in the East Coast onto what we do rather than traveling and going to other places and worrying about anybody else, because New England is really new to this sport. So you got people down in the West Coast, they've been doing competitive Speedsoft for 5+ years now.
Right.
And they got the brand, they got the names, and if you show up to the West Coast as a team and you play as a team, you have a bigger name for yourself.
For sure.
Because that's where our roots are over in the West Coast, because they started this
More
whole
of a
thing.
following out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why we want to get it here in the East Coast, because there's a lot of people playing it and nobody's out there actually pushing it.
Actually playing it.
Yeah, actually pushing.
right.
Yeah, it's more of like a underground thing
Casual
right now.
gaming. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like we showed up and
Yeah.
It's like weed in that regard.
is.
Everything in the West Coast, they were sped up on us.
Absolutely. They're definitely far
They're
more
already
ahead. They're advanced.
Certain things, yeah.
They know what they're doing out there.
Yeah.
And we do too, but again, this is our platform. These are our places where we get people to know who we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
it's like we don't have the outlet like they have.
Yeah.
They have like an outlet for
You gotta
everything.
build it.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
They're a step ahead of everything.
Yeah, the biggest thing is the airsoft fields.
Sure.
There's not many. So when you're...
What was that one that Dave would always talk about? It was like outside, and there was like... I'm pretty sure it was outside, and there was like they built structures for you to run around in and shit like that.
Warzone, I believe that is.
Okay, got you.
So that originated as a paintball field.
Got you.
So we grew up with Mikey. Shout out Mikey.
Mikey.
His dad was one of the original owners of that field.
Got you.
That's how I started.
Yeah.
15 years ago, I started playing paintball. I said, oh, let's go try it. His dad plays it. So his dad used to take us every weekend. We would go and play paintball. And out in woods ball, that used to be like the dream. You used to be like, what the heck? We can do whatever we want. Yeah. Shoot each other with paint, have a good time. Yeah. There's no big deal. And at that point, we didn't even know what Airsoft was, going 15 years back. Even though it's been around for 5+ years before that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So after paintball, you kind of just like, you go your own way. There's people that love it and they just keep going with it. And they can do this stuff. They do the pro paintball league, and they have the NXL, they have World Cups. They have everything going on for paintball. Right. You can literally, you can be a player and actually grow and make money as a player. As to where Airsoft, we haven't delved into that yet. We haven't gotten into that spectrum of paying the players because of how good they're playing.
Right.
So that's why I think it's really good for us to create the outlet with Extreme and have them as our home field, because they're the ones that are going to be able to give us the field to play on. Right. They're letting us do whatever we want and play however we want, as long as we keep it safe, regulated, and you got everybody in the know about what the rules are. You know what I mean? There's no problem zone, and that's what we like to keep it as.
Right. Now I known Alex a long time. Brett, when did you start Airsoft? Because I know he's done it fucking forever.
Actually playing probably like 2 years ago.
Okay.
But I've had guns my whole life.
Okay.
Like I've loved guns, fascinated in guns.
Yeah.
My first airsoft gun probably like around 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, okay.
Shooting in my backyard for fun. Then I got out of it, picked up another hobby, got back into it, picked up another hobby, and then over COVID, like 2 years ago when it first started, first hit, we were bored in my house, me and my buddy, and we were just like, let's just buy guns. Let's just get back into it.
Yeah.
We did. We started playing at Extreme, probably for like a month, and then I met Alex, just playing, like asking him questions about the gun, helping me fix it, stuff like that. And then,
And at that time, when I met him,
a little over a year ago now,
I was just getting back into Airsoft.
Yeah.
I had taken years off. I had a life. Out of high school, I stopped playing because, you got to get a job, you got to go do what you got to do.
Right? Yeah.
So it definitely took a couple of years for me to be like, all right, I'm ready to step back into this world. And I put myself out there, and we just really were just playing for fun. Right. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
It always starts with just hanging out. I met him, and I think after that we grabbed each other's Snapchats. We literally played every weekend since till this day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's become like a lifestyle.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think when obviously everything hit the fan last year, everybody kind of realized how fragile everything is. So it's like that job, that shit that you were talking about, all that shit got taken away.
Right.
It's like, why not do something I want to do?
Exactly. It puts a realization in your brain. Like, it is important, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it can be taken away from you because people say so. Because the people say so, you can't work because this shit's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely a good point. I think it was great for us to actually experience the whole situation. Even though it was it brought a big positive, because within the same year, we just blew up. Like TikTok, Instagram, everything. Shout out New England Speedsoft on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We put a video out on TikTok, and it got
16 million views.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, man, blew up. And
what was it? What were you guys doing?
I think it was our buddy Earl. It was definitely Earl. Earl was supposed to show up today. He would have told you the whole story, but I think he had a video at one of the fields in Connecticut. It was of just kind of like a regular player, and he got shot in his back with a gun.
A burst
of BBs.
Oh, that's what you were telling me. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So he got shot by a little kid with a burst of BBs. And when he turned around and said, ow, like, it was like, why'd you do that? The kid was like, oh, it's 6-round burst. So it's just like, that's full auto. So it was like, and he bugged out. I don't know. It was really stupid, but it fucking blew up.
So you're supposed to like say kill or something.
You know, like that's what we should have told him too.
Like
indoor, it's semi-auto only.
Yeah,
and you play indoor.
Okay.
So Earl's walking through the building. He's getting people, and then someone's upstairs, and all I hear is "brr." He turns. He says, "Who the fuck full autoed me? Who the fuck full autoed me?"
Yeah.
He's looking around, and he walks up the stairs. This little innocent kid. He picks up his mask, and you're not supposed to. He picks it up. He says, "Sorry." He goes, "What was that?" He goes, 6-round burst. He goes, "Put on fucking semi." And he walks away. And that video just took off. We got like 85,000 followers from it.
Damn.
And then
that's huge.
His account, his individual account blew up.
Shout out Reaper Bearded. Reappear Bearded.
Oh, that's
Reappear Bearded.
That's right.
Damn, that's a tough one to say.
That is a tough one. But his account's been blowing up. He's
he
too
hit 50K,
funny.
I think.
Yeah, that's our boy.
Damn.
Yeah, it's Earl. He should have been here.
TikTok's a huge
Shout
one.
Earl.
It's brand new,
A huge platform.
but like the people who use it,
Yes.
that's huge.
Huge influencers.
Yeah.
Huge platform.
Especially the small. I think obviously because everybody has a short attention span now.
Again,
the small little videos.
It's
are
like
huge.
Vine. It's like a better version of Vine.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what Vine is. Oh my god, I would still.
Vine
be on
started
that. If I was
everything.
on Vine, I love Vine.
Vine started the stuff on Instagram, like
sure.
little clips on Facebook. Vine started a lot of things.
The hashtagging, all that stuff. That's what got us into like the whole freaking TikTok.
Little
world.
clips.
Yeah, for sure.
Little clips. Yeah.
Right. Even YouTube. YouTube has the shorts.
Yep.
The little
Now they have
YouTube
the
shorts.
Right.
They all fucking
It's all
take
exposure. It's nice.
Honestly,
Yeah,
nowadays,
shorts are nice.
I only upload shorts on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't even upload 5-minute videos anymore, 10-minute videos, because the shorts get 3.7K views.
Right.
You know, where my 5-minute video gets 50 to 60 views. So it's like, when you see a short blow up and you're getting 3.7K views per, you know, I appreciate that. So I'll keep putting out shorts any day of the week.
Yeah,
any day of the week.
Well, before you got here, we were talking about how you guys kind of have like a real specific niche with your content.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, it's different.
Airsoft thing.
We're a micro genre.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have airsoft, and there could be tons and tons of different things that you do with airsoft, or you could just go out and play every once in a while.
Right.
But we're technically competitive Speedsoft players, as to where I'd say most people would just say, "Oh, I play airsoft."
Yeah.
You know, we're a very small genre that's trying to get just put it out there to the world, because it's actually popular now. If you go on your For You page on Instagram and all that stuff, you can see airsoft everywhere now.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like the new big thing. It's definitely what's blowing up right now.
Yeah.
For me, well, for everybody, differentiate, because I don't even know what it is. What's the difference between airsoft and speedsoft?
So airsoft is the whole of what we do.
Gotcha.
Airsoft is the guns, the
Plastic bullets.
plastic
Yeah.
BBs. But then when you start getting into the genres of it, there's players like MilSim players, which is military simulated airsoft.
Okay.
As to where you have 500, 600 people on a battlefield, and they're playing tactically. You know, just like Dave
That's
used
pretty
to.
sick.
You know, like Dave was into the military stuff, but like
Right.
that really turned. He loves MilSim. He's out there in Colorado and playing MilSim all the time because that's his style.
Crazy gear, like
Yeah.
dope get-ups.
Exactly, they look like military
Flashbangs and
guys.
shit.
Exactly.
Crazy shit, like some serious shit. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it is dope. It's definitely, which I've never actually, like, I'd say, like, yeah, sometimes I've played military simulation back in the day, but, like, I don't think I've ever really said, oh, yeah, I'm a MilSim player.
Right.
I never actually went out and bought those tactical gears that these guys wear, you know, the military-style helmets and stuff like that. So I definitely, it would be fun to play that style. I'd be down to go into that.
For sure.
But we just got into competitive Speedsoft because we like fast-paced style.
Right.
We like being able to play against our friends teams, stuff like that, and actually just switch it up. So, like, yeah, 1v1. If I ever want to call out my friend Brett over here, we can go and 1v1 each other on the field, and everyone's loving it.
Right. It's a different type of game. It branches off from MilSim, because MilSim is the generic. When people hear airsoft, they're like, oh, is that when you dress up all crazy and go lay in the woods and stuff? Like, that's the
Military
game.
goofballs. They're like, what are you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
doing?
It's kind of talk down on it. But the Speedsoft variant of that is actually competitive. And that's airsoft as a whole, to me, is a small genre. So we're a micro of another small genre.
Absolutely.
It's like a subculture.
Right.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
totally a subculture.
And I think it's just growing.
the fashion,
it's
everything.
growing. Everything.
It's changing.
Another thing, the difference Speedsoft and MilSim is the gear in general.
For sure.
Speedsoft players
You gotta
are
be quicker with speedsoft.
that,
I think.
so you wear lighter gear,
We're
like
wearing lighter
jerseys,
gear.
Just that.
masks, It's like almost like a snowboard helmet.
Actually, I brought a mask for you.
There we go.
There we go.
Props.
We brought the props. There we go.
Oh shit. Hold on. There you go. That thing's pretty sick. Looks like we're in Halo.
Right.
It pretty much is the same thing as that.
Yeah.
This is just like a regular paintball mask. This is a paintball brand. But most of our stuff is coming from paintball brands because we don't have Airsoft branded stuff. You know, they don't have a mask out there that says, "Oh, this is an Airsoft mask."
One day.
You know, one day we'll have that.
One day
but
we'll get some.
These companies are also helping us out because they see where Airsoft is going with this.
Right.
You know, and mostly if you see one of these masks out there, a dye mask or a push paintball mask, all these style masks, they're paintball style, but this is on a competitive Airsoft player's head. You know what I mean? Versus a helmet where somebody has like a military helmet, ballistics helmet.
Right. The military, it's a lot heavier. It's for slower paced gaming.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's for.
I can see how like Speedsoft would be a little more entertaining.
Right. It is.
Where as far as like a spectator sport, people might not want to watch 600 guys fucking
Slow
walk
pace.
together.
For sure.
I mean, I'm sure there's a market for that too.
Yeah, of course.
But in terms of like a mainstream type thing, people want to see like some action, running and fucking.
It's like hockey and golf.
All day.
Yeah.
People like golf, but it's more candy to your eye to watch hockey because it's faster paced.
Faster pace, there's more action happening.
And Speedsoft tournaments, there it's crazy. The actions, it doesn't stop. 5-on-5s, you get hit once, you're out.
Damn.
Then it could be a 5-on-1, and you have to defend for yourself.
What do you do to guys that don't say they're out? You light them up.
So in retrospect, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what people think that you do. But us, you know, it's all about a point-based system. So when you're out there on a competitive Speedsoft field, like your everything is regulated.
Right.
So
refs
allowing people, you know, if let's say someone doesn't call their hit, they get shot in their mask, they keep playing, they're gonna get deducted points off of their final score.
As the team as a whole.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, gotcha.
So when you're moving up in a competitive Speedsoft world, like you're gonna want to have to call your hits because if you don't, it's gonna look bad on your team, and your whole team's gonna notice it when their points are low. You know what I mean? So you got to take it into consideration. It's a very respectful sport where people don't tend to be respectful.
Right.
You know, because you have a gun, you have the ability to have full auto, you have the ability to, you know, let your emotions get the best of you,
right,
and go and take it out on them. Yeah, mag dump. It's not what makes you look good. It looks awful, and people get hurt when you do stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So it's like, when we're playing, we don't want people to get hurt. We want it to be a community.
Yeah.
We want people to show up every time and just enjoy themselves, say, "Oh my God, I had so much fun last weekend. I want to do it again. I want to do it again."
Right.
And that's the whole point of it, is to just show these younger cats, like, you don't have to just go out there and just hurt other people to have fun. You can go out there, we can play fast-paced, you can shoot a lot, and you can still enjoy it without giving somebody, like, you know, causing a problem with somebody. And that's the whole thing about this, is we're trying to start Speedsoft at Extreme to stop all of these problems happening in between the military sim players and the Speedsoft players.
There's a big conflict between
It's a
those two
big
types
conflict.
of people. It's like a worldwide thing. Sim players and Speedsoft players don't get along. And in retrospect.
In retrospect, yeah. Like, I've never, like, you know, there's been debacles here and there between me and other tactical Airsoft players and stuff like that, but you gotta know your own pace, and you gotta also not, like, put too much pressure on other people, because everyone's just doing their own thing. Everyone's trying to have fun right now. Right. It's not a competitive world right now. It's free for all. It's a free play. So you got to follow the rules of the field,
it's like
and you got to just play
before the actual competition.
Absolutely, yeah. That's pretty much what we've been doing for the past year. Is we've been playing pub games, so that's public. Yeah. Just going out there every weekend, putting our name out there, helping a lot of younger kids out there, like, get into Speedsoft, because there's a lot of kids that don't know how to do it and they don't know what it is. So when you show up there and you don't have anything, you just have a rental gun, like, we'll show you exactly what you have to do to, you know, be competitive out there and have fun.
They enjoy it. They see you running around with crazy guns. Oh, what is that? What are you guys doing?
Oh, yeah.
Follow me.
Our biggest fans base is younger kids, like between the ages of 8 and 15, because they're the ones that, like, just see that they just love it. They love the fast-pacedness, just like we were talking about how TikTok is like a 15-second clip. When you get out there on the field, your Speedsoft match might be 15 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Taken out over it.
Absolutely. it could be a quick game. And it could be the other way around too. You could be out there for the whole 3 minutes. Yeah, it's a 3 minute.
Is it?
It could be 5 minutes in a different spectrum. But yeah.
Well, you were talking about how you guys are welcoming and the whole thing. Environment is huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially when you're trying to build something. But no matter where you go, I got a friend who's been on the show a bunch of times. Shout out John Larkin. He's got a gym. Him and his buddy rent out a space and they train different clients and shit. But they have all different walks of life.
Yeah.
People who've been training ever since they were kids, so they're in really good shape. People who are just starting. One of the guys so there's John Larkin and John Amore. John Amore at one point was training a woman that was like 70.
Wow, that's crazy.
And she was fucking deadlifting. Yeah. They got her to fucking
because they're smart.
But it's showing that anybody can come here. We're welcoming
Absolutely.
for everybody.
Right.
And that's huge. Environment's the biggest thing.
Get people together, grow whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's airsoft or lifting or gaming or anything. Sewing, playing chess. Like
even your
get
job.
people together and grow. Right.
If you work in a place and the environment is fucking shitty,
It's toxic.
everyone's gonna be shitty.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know?
No one wants that. Life's stressful enough, man.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
wanna
dude.
deal with all that.
Yeah, that's why we haven't wasted any time doing this, because people need to just see that it's out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Speedsoft is a great freaking thing, and we are a great community. We have so much fun doing this. It's endless fun. It's like a dream that I've always wanted. You know what I mean? I've been playing for 10 plus years now, and
It's happening.
you know, now it's finally happening. You know, all the talks between me and Dave coming up with the team. I still have our patch from back in the day. Oh my God, it has like a 2012 date on it.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And from starting from there, just two people with like an idea, and then years later, you're like, wow, this can actually happen. Like, people actually love this.
Right.
And that's the whole reason why I do it, is because of the community. Because people want me to be out there and see me playing and help them out. Because I have that experience, and I know a lot of people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, we've also realized the importance of independence.
Yeah, for sure.
Being able to have something that makes you money that isn't a job per se.
That's
right?
a big deal.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what you guys are building, and obviously, eventually, that's the goal.
Right.
But everybody saw, and is continuing to see how fragile all this shit is. Like, if you can have your own revenue stream yourself, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a Speedsoft team, and that also has a content page, like all that shit, it all cultivates something bigger than yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's super important. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I think it's part of the mindset of our generation.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
We all have seen what it has been and what it could be.
Yeah.
And now we're at the point like, all right, we're going to go out and be independent now.
We're very nihilistic, our generation.
For sure,
A lot
for
of
sure.
entrepreneurs come
And
out.
entrepreneur. Very true.
Just like Bitcoin,
Right.
how it's blowing up. And you got kids like my brother's age, they're just turning 18 out of high school, and they're already building miners.
Ethereum.
And they're already mining Ethereum.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's fast-paced environment. And our generation, people that are alive right now, everybody just needs it right now.
Yeah.
They need the content now. Whether it's content or it's money or it's fame or anything, it's fast. It's fast-paced.
It is.
You know what I mean?
But
It's scary.
With that brings the ability to be thrown to the side quickly as well.
Yes,
Absolutely.
So it's,
Someone can always outdo you. No matter what you do, someone can always be better, have a bigger following, and can outdo you.
Yeah, you got to be humbled by what
so many
is
people
going on.
doing it. Right. So many people, which is why your guys' idea of building kind of a base in New England and growing it here, similar to how they did on the West Coast.
For sure.
You guys have a little bit of a blueprint. Right?
Yes,
So what they're doing,
exactly.
you can take it over to this side.
Yes.
And now you have the base here, and it's like, okay, they play all over New England, and if you guys wanted to go to the West Coast, they're like, oh, these are the guys who are doing the thing.
It's welcoming, right?
Yeah.
That's how
You couldn't have said it any better, because literally that was the point. After we all agreed that we were going to be a team, you know, we originated with 10 players and we weaned it down to about 8 players, and you know, like everybody included had one part in that in the part of getting the team to where it is now.
Right.
Yeah. Whether it's one person getting a banner for us or it's Earl getting the patches done. Everybody has their own little spot, and that's how we got to this point. And I think now we want to branch off. Since we've made a name here, we want to keep practicing and then branch off into the West Coast and go and travel and start doing the other stuff that other people are doing.
Right.
Because that's where you make your name for yourself, is on the field.
Right.
Yeah, we can talk all we want, and yeah, we can go and play every day and play Airsoft, but are we good? People don't know that. People don't know that until we compete and we start winning. So that's the other aspect of things. I think for right now, where we started, it was great because we have like actual people that really want to do this.
Yeah.
Instead of just kind of like coming up with some people like, because
throwing it together.
Throwing it together, yeah. It wasn't thrown together. It was years of process to get us to this point. And that's the other thing people need to understand is like, if you want to have a team and you want to come out and compete and play, like you gotta really, really build that team.
It doesn't just happen. Nothing just
doesn't happen overnight.
Nothing just
I
happens.
mean, and shout out to like Loco Airsoft and like all the other people down in West Coast and even on the East Coast. Like these people have showed up to those events, and they go out there and they put their names out there, and they have a name for themselves because they've competed all this time, and like they deserve that respect all day long. Like we're not on that level yet. Yeah, we're a team, but we need to compete more, and that's where we're going to start branching off into come 2022.
Well, what's cool about a team is that you guys can all do something separate in terms of the brand.
Yes.
You guys can all have your own social media. You can put out whatever you want, whatever content you want. Right. But then at the end of the day, you guys are all like a collective.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a great point because, like, just like how we do things and like how I saw your podcast, like I like posting you because I like your content.
Yeah.
So just with other brands, like that's just with other team members, we all post each other's stuff. Yeah. So he has a friend base and he knows 350 people over here, and I know 350 people over here. If I show my 350 people, this content, that's only going to grow me, and it's going to grow you too. So it works both ways. Yeah. And that's where this whole worldwide like thing is coming from, because everybody's got each other's backs. Networking is massive.
Yeah. And now we have a monstrous advantage with, as shitty as social media is, the positives of it are the fact that you can connect with anybody, any like-minded person. If there's a guy in Jamaica that fucking plays Airsoft, you guys can meet him.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, PR, Puerto Rico. Even shout out to our sponsor, Speedsoft. He's from Brazil.
Yeah.
Guys doing a great job building Airsoft gear specifically for Speedsoft players, and it's quality, dude.
Yeah.
It is the most quality gear. If I had a piece right now, I would show you guys, but his gear is quality, and that's the type of people that you just find. No, being on Instagram, being on TikTok, whatever, they see your stuff. They reach out to us, and it's big. That's everything I could ever ask for. Other people seeing what we're doing, and they want to see us grow along with them.
Coming to us, not us going to them and saying, "Hey, can you?"
For sure.
That's encouraging.
Sponsor us, yeah.
It is encouraging.
Yeah, because you can prospect all you want, and you can ask all you want, but if people don't like what you do, they're not going to help you out.
Yeah. I have a thing when I'm looking for people for the show that aren't people I already know or whatever.
Yep.
I'll send out a bunch of emails, like 40 emails, 50 emails, knowing that I'll probably get 5 back, and then from that I'll probably get 2 guests. And that'll stick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the other thing is nowadays it's harder to get people to show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People agree to a lot of things, but it's hard to get people to like be there and be present, and want to have to do all these other things. Like, and it's hard. People are busy.
Yeah.
People are busy right now.
It's also like, what is me going on this podcast gonna do for me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'll have a lot of the people I get, or a lot of the emails I send out, are to like professors at different colleges, and those people are always willing to talk. They're always willing to talk about what their expertise is, what they're working on, and all that shit. But sometimes I'll hit up a local artist, and they aren't interested because in their mind it might not matter to them.
It's not their cup of tea.
Exactly. Yeah. So you just got to find how whatever you're doing brings value to other people.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I think at this point it's more about getting the younger kids into it and working with the community more than anything, because those are the kids that are going to be our competition in the next 5 years.
The next generation.
You know what I mean? It's not just going to be us. We can't play against ourselves all the time, and we can't play against just one group of people. And that's why you want to get as many as possible, you know?
Yeah.
And that's in person too. That's meeting people in person and being like, you should try this out. Like, that's prospecting. It's like what you said, like just hitting up as many people as you can. And if you get 2 answers, you know what? That's 1, 2 more than you already had.
It's a numbers game.
It is numbers game all day.
I learned that in sales. They tell you some shit like that. They're like, you call 40 people, you'd be lucky if you get 2 of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's 2.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we're talking about sales, those 2 people might help you, pay rent at the end of the month.
That one person can buy a lot of product. You know what I mean? And just like the parents like that get their younger kids into the game, like they start buying a lot of the stuff because they'd rather see their kids play this than an actual sport. Sure. Because we're actually a community, and like you have people that are 30, you have people that are 20, you have people that are 10 years old. So it's a sport unlike any other because you have people that are experienced and unexperienced playing together.
Sure.
And it brings a way better community and like a friendship to like the group, because you got people always willing to help. You ask any airsoft player out there that's an old head, they're willing to help anybody. You hit them up on Instagram or you see them in person, you ask them a question, they're willing to find somebody that knows what they're talking about or whatever the case may be. And that's always been the aspect of like what we do. Yeah. Is you just, showing up and just actually being like wholesome and like humble with your fans and community, whatever else.
Yeah, I've been reading Think and Grow Rich. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's like the most famous finance self-help book, I guess you can call.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a chapter in there called the Mastermind. Mastermind, like way of thinking, and what it means is creating a group. It's like creating a mastermind group, and the biggest thing is knowing that everyone in the group is for the same goal. Everybody has each other's interests in mind. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you're growing a group, whatever the fuck it is, if it's for your business, if it's for your team, sports team, whatever it is, it's important that everybody has a clear goal or a clear motive, I should say. Everybody's working together for this thing.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
In common goal.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's hard to get everybody at that point.
On the same page.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like driving towards the same.
Because you got a lot of people too that say they're doing what they're doing what they say they're doing, and they're not.
Just to say it.
They're just saying that because they don't have anybody else.
Sure.
They need help.
No one should fear that one of the other guys is going to take their spot.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Dethrone them or some shit.
Yeah, for sure,
and if there is somebody that's trying to do that, you got to kick that motherfucker out ASAP.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or demote him.
Yeah,
you guys, you're cleaning our guns, motherfucker.
For sure. No, seriously, it's got to work like that because we all have to have a say. Yeah. Because you have one person that's not on page, it's gonna really disband your friends.
People ask us all the time, who started this? Who started this? And my answer every time is nobody.
We did.
We literally just met each other. Me and Alex met. I met his brother Joey.
Yeah.
We started playing together. We met Earl and his friends. We met James, and we kind of just we have a group chat. We started a group chat on Snapchat. We're just like, hey, you guys want to play this weekend?
Yep.
Yeah.
Kept
sure,
adding people. We just
grew this big group chat, and we just hit up. Hey, what do you guys want to play? Pick a spot. We'll all meet up.
Yep.
We met up and played, and we played so much together, and we just became good friends. And then that's how it started. Like it wasn't like oh,
it's as simple as that.
I run a team. Do you want to join my team? It wasn't like that. It was like just a group thing. Hey, would you guys want to like play together and like make it official, right? And it happened. And Extreme Airsoft the Field kind of put us on blast and helped out with all of this. They held a big event with a tournament with pro players, a pro team. Speed QB was there. And I
don't think they would have held that event without us actually really pushing them to do it, because they were wary about Speedsoft. there was a bad name and it's a bad rep for Speedsoft players because they play too hard and they go too hard and they're not playing for the community and stuff like that. And that's where we showed up. We literally rose from the grave in that situation because we're the literal living proof of that.
We've never did
we're
a
the
tournament
community
like that. That's just how we play in pubs.
Exactly.
Right? A tournament, an actual Speedsoft tournament. Our team entered 413. Shout out 413.
Yes.
Airsoft.
Shout out 413.
They entered a bunch of local teams, the guys that we play with, and we battled it out. And that's how we were just like, hey, we can do this.
I've never
We
seen
can do this.
a bunch of grown men, 150 grown men, freaking so happy in my life.
Yeah, man.
Dudes hugging each other, so grateful about everybody winning and whatever the case may be. No one had a sour face in sight.
That was awesome.
And that literally made all of us like really, really, really pumped up about this because we knew it's gonna go somewhere.
Sure.
Because everybody's how can you have all these people in here happy that one person got shot?
Yeah, and not want to keep that.
You know what I mean?
Keep that vibe.
And both people in the scenario, the guy who got shot and the guy who shot the other guy, we're all in a group together, just jumping around screaming. Dude, it's an event.
Oh, totally.
We had people in the windows of this place.
Parents,
packed.
kids, people that don't even know what they're watching, but they're just there like, this is awesome.
It's so
this looks
interesting.
so cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My fiance, she's on there. She's sitting in the room the whole time we've been gaming, and she's getting all the mindset of what like the people are saying inside there. Like, oh my god, this is cool. She's listening to parents literally say, "I'm pulling my kid from soccer.
Yeah.
He's playing airsoft. That's it.
He does.
End of story.
We still know that kid.
And we
that
still
does
know
that.
him. Yeah, John.
Yeah, it's pretty cool too. What she said that day to your fiance. She said, we always, whenever we hang out, we always talk about airsoft. It's just like what we do. And she's like, "Can you guys shut up?" She would get annoyed with it. She would get not annoyed, but she would just like sick of hearing it.
Yeah.
And when she went to that event, she came to a realization like, this is dope. Like,
This is-
no wonder
this
why you
is
guys
it.
like this shit. 'Cause
Thank
it
you,
is
Dave.
interesting.
We
It is
appreciate your love ability. Seriously,
It's like a
because
real-life
people
video
like
game.
yeah,
It is.
exactly.
And I was gonna compare that to it. The Milsim Speedsoft thing, like, not for us, but like in the bigger world of airsoft, there's plenty of big YouTubers. The conflict between Milsim and Speedsoft, I compare it to Call of Duty all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When you're playing Call of Duty and you see a guy laying down with a sniper, right? And then you have people just running around murking people. That's Milsim and Speedsoft.
Yeah.
Like, Milsim players on bigger fields, they'll hide, they'll lay down, they play slow. They don't like the guys that are going to run behind them and get them and wipe their whole team within 30 seconds. They don't like that type of play. So that's where the conflict comes in.
And it's understandable.
Those games
It
must
is
be-
understandable.
Those games must be pretty fucking long.
They are.
The
They have events
The
that are
military
like 3
events?
days,
Oh yeah. Oh, sometimes they go up to
48 hours.
yeah.
They have some
camp?
crazy
2-3 days, yeah, and they'll camp outside. And I mean, there's really cool videos. If you go on YouTube right now and you look up some players like who's a
Desert
Desert
Fox.
Fox.
Is a big one.
Who else is another one?
I don't know a lot of Milsim guys.
Yeah.
Might as well go fucking hunting.
Yeah, you just gotta watch the videos. Go out there and look at them. They're kind of cool.
What's that? Fred the. Can't
Fred.
think of it.
The swamp sniper, like snipers like that. People love those sniper videos.
Right.
I noticed that.
Well,
on
because it looks
YouTube.
real. Well, I mean, it looks like a legitimate sniper.
Yeah,
It's like
because
fucking chilling
it's
in the
aiming down
mist.
scope. I kind of like them myself too.
Yeah,
But they're really bad. Like I wouldn't want to be on the other end of that, getting hit in the head. And
Oh,
that's what,
man.
they got no masks on. They're just wearing
Yeah.
little tiny goggles. Oh my god.
Damn.
No, that's
One
too
time
much.
I was playing paintball for somebody's birthday. I don't remember who, but I got right back to back, dude. I got one in the neck, didn't pop.
Oh,
So bow, and I was like, okay, I'm still in. and then I got one off the top
Off
of
the
my head,
dopies.
didn't pop either. But I'm like, all right, I'm out.
someone's freezing
Literally
their paint.
back to back, dude. Bang, bang. I was like,
Oh,
hurts.
fuck.
yeah,
That
that
shit's bad.
paintball's definitely hurt. I give it to those players. Sometimes they lighten each other up on the field too.
Is there a restriction for how like high your FPS can be?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
'Cause
indoor
some of them
play.
are bad, right?
So it's different between indoor and outdoor. Indoor play, you really only have a limit of 350 FPS.
Okay.
So
That's
it
not that
ranges. It's not bad. It
Yeah.
hurts.
It's like
you
perfect,
get
though.
marks. You get
Yeah.
little tiny marks, but outdoors you have ranges up to like 450 FPS. And that's because they're using snipers and stuff, but they also have like a minimum engagement distance, so they can only shoot somebody from here to like, let's say like 50 feet. You know what I mean? And they can only use a sniper. So it's like it just varies between what gun class you're using too.
Yeah.
You know, like there's people out there they show up to extreme with like a full auto like a LMG, like a huge LMG with a box magazine, 1,200 rounds, and they're allowed to use that on full auto indoor because it's such a low FPS.
It's a burst.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they can
1 second on,
burst
1
it,
second off,
1 second on, 1 second off. Yeah, and that you don't want to be in the line of fire of that thing.
You get hit with 12 to 20 BBs in a second.
Oh, man.
Yep.
The last time I played, well, I shouldn't say played because I've actually never been to like a place like Extreme or any of that.
Yep.
But me and Evan were playing at his house, and we were fucking around, and I had a shotgun, and I got it from like Dick's. It was like, this was when Dave was like really telling us all about it.
Yeah.
And getting us excited. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I bought a shotgun, and it felt legit. It was plastic. It was like a good, solid, hard plastic.
Dude, those are the best. Those bring it back. Like if you ever hold one of those in your hands right now, those plastic shotguns, you'll get a blast from the past real quick.
Literally.
And Evan had a pistol. So we were just fucking around, me, him, and his brother, and we were running around.
No masks.
No mask, nothing.
Yeah.
No, why would we have that? And there was this bush. It was a pretty big bush, and he popped up around it. But all you could see of me was like from here up.
Oh.
But I scared him, like I surprised him. And I came around, and he just had a pistol, so his shit was quick. He said, "Bow!" right in my eye, dude. Right in my fucking eye. I threw that shit up in the air, my gun, and it obviously landed and broke. And I'm just, my fucking eye, dude. But I caught the BB in, like, it hit me, and I said, bang.
Joe, thank God it was a
Same
Springer.
time.
Thank God it was a Springer.
And it caught me, like, not in the eye, like, directly in the eye, but, like, in this little crevice here.
Yeah.
Oof.
And I, like, closed my eye immediately, and I caught it, and I let go, and I was like, I didn't realize that I caught it, and something fell out of my eye, and I was like, what
Kids,
the fuck?
wear your masks.
Yeah, your first.
When you're
your first
playing
reaction.
airsoft in your backyard at home,
Yeah.
wear your fucking mask because that shit will fuck you up for life.
Next thing you know, you'll be doing a podcast.
No, man, like I've definitely had experiences like that.
Yeah.
Thank God that we were only allowed to have Springers at that age, because
Yeah, it was a Springer.
yeah, you pump it and it shoots like about 200 FPS at the
Not
most.
bad at all.
And the BBs probably break on impact.
Yeah, if you hit something good.
Yeah.
Hit something hard that's not a soft eye.
Yeah.
Nowadays you got 10-year-olds.
Your eyeball.
Yeah. Nowadays you got 10-year-olds running around with $1,500 guns.
Literally. Dude, when I first started playing, I was new to like the whole HPA setup, high pressure air.
Yeah.
And I had an AAG electric gun, and I'm like listening to this kid shoot, and it sounded crazy.
Chris, poof.
I just
Yeah, it's
fast, dude.
Yeah.
I went up to him. He's probably younger than 10, probably 8 years old. And I'm like, what kind of gun is that? Like, what do you have in it? How much is it? He said, my dad just spent $1,500 on it.
Damn.
Or $1,350, whatever he said.
It was like an AR.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Dads be going ham.
you put
I
like
bet.
an HPA engine in it, and with a tank, and you run a line into your. It's like a paintball tank.
Yeah.
In your back.
It is a
You run a
paintball
line
tank.
to your gun.
Oh, shit.
So you have the power of air. So you can walk a trigger. You
Right,
can
right,
spam
right,
a trigger.
right.
It's not like an electric gun. And yeah, like little kids, they have these crazy get-ups. And it just made me do it.
They got right into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You want to be the best, so
That you possibly
buy
can.
you
the
buy
best
whatever
gear.
class, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I've definitely devolved. Like I started off with HPA when I got back into the airsoft, and like I was running HPA. I liked it. I definitely liked that you can like dump a lot of BBs out of it. But at the same time, I was like, I think I'm gonna just like digress a little bit, and I started running a pistol only with like 20 rounds. So I was using green gas, but it's only 20 rounds of ammo.
Right.
So when I'm out there, I have to be really particular about what I'm shooting at. You know what I mean? So that definitely helped me out with accuracy and like playing my
Skills,
style.
technique,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I can crawl, I can get down real low. I'm not worried about anything on my back, nothing. I'm just using my gun. That's it. Just like training to be a cop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're running just with a pistol, and that's how they train. So it's definitely like you build that accuracy, you build that like stamina to run a pistol. But it's fun. It's so much fun to run
Right.
an M4 style platform that has like fully loaded kit, with green gas, anything. All airsoft genres. There's so many different things that you can get into.
Go involved.
You
Yeah,
customize anything.
Right.
You just have to look it up. Go on the websites. Go on Evike. Go on Amped Airsoft. Go on Extreme.
T1.
They got the guns built already. They have everything you can imagine. And if you ever wanted to get into it, you can look at what types of guns. Like just like in Call of Duty, You pick what class you want.
Yeah,
you create your class.
That's what it's. I'm listening to you guys, and I'm like, this is Call of Duty.
Dude, it's essentially...
This is safe, real-life Call of Duty.
Absolutely. It's exactly like that. And that's what we want to do, too. We're moving towards, like, a lot of companies are moving towards, like, create a class styles where, like, you're buying a gun kit that's actually based off of your, like, you know, chest rig, your pants, your team jerseys, stuff like that. Everybody's really trying to specialize stuff now, just like with Real Steel ARs and stuff. Like, everybody has their custom ARs and, like, engraved and all that. Oh, we're bringing that into Airsoft.
And rail gun, I have a Daniel Defense. I have a Daniel Defense rail. Colt makes guns.
Absolutely. And these are all Airsoft brands, too.
Colt makes Airsoft guns?
Absolutely.
Holy fuck,
Daniel Defense, Colt,
that's big.
HK.
Yes.
That's a lot of Real Steel companies.
Yeah.
And mostly all of them.
Yeah.
I'd say mostly all of them. They all make Airsoft guns because it's a basis where you can actually, like, use whatever your Real Steel is.
Yeah.
Like, I have a Real Steel, but it sits here for my defense. You know, as an Airsoft, I can actually use it. You know, it's the same gun and it has the same purpose.
Yeah.
But one doesn't kill somebody.
Exactly. That's why I got into it.
That's a whole other aspect of it. Is like a lot of people that are coming into Airsoft came from backgrounds where they, you know, were in military.
Right.
They were, you know, in the streets or fighting or getting into gunfights with people, and like they're turning their mindsets onto Airsoft because it's safer and you're not killing each other. And it's like...
It's not as fun as killing, though.
Yeah, I know it's not...
Killing is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's fun. Killing is fun up until you do it.
Right, that's what they say.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I think Airsoft is definitely the healthier alternative. It's like eating your greens and veggies. You know what I mean?
I guess it depends where you're killing and who you kill.
Yes,
If you're killing the right people, it's probably fun. If you're like killing Nazis...
Dude, I would definitely go for some Nazi killing.
Yeah.
Just give them a little bit of what they gave.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. Take some out, firing squad.
Or you could laugh.
Yeah.
Or you could laugh at the Nazi killing.
Right.
What? Like your boy.
Oh yeah. Maybe not want to be off shrooms watching some World War II.
Right. Right. That was a lot of fun. I recommend everybody do it. Watch anything on mushrooms. It's a great time.
Oh my god, man, I love that Panzerfaust.
Dude, we were watching, like, the episode was Stalingrad, so, like, just a brutal,
oh my god,
fucking battle.
This is a crazy
and
battle.
there's, like, these, like, because, not to get into some crazy history thing, but fucking... They made the people stay there while it was getting bombed. Like, Stalin was like, don't fucking leave.
Yeah.
We gotta stay. So there's, like, kids and moms walk into, like, school.
God.
And there's just buildings just blown apart. Me and Dave are like, not Dave, me and James are like, Jesus, look at these fucking sad sacks walking around.
What the fuck?
Mushrooms, guys.
Yeah. At least they make you happy.
You can't, like, do heroin and watch World War II.
That might change the outcome of the video. Yeah, right.
Watch heroin sleep.
Yeah. But you had mentioned earlier about how organic the group started.
Right.
And that's why I've always told people the episode that's so this is coming out this Thursday. It's Thursday for everybody listening. But
It's Thursday.
the episode that happened on Monday, I talk a lot about trying different things and always doing different shit, because as good as your life may be going now, what if you went and tried this other thing? You don't know, it could be better, you could meet different people. So this group wouldn't have happened if you guys if those people that you met never decided to try it.
To get back into it.
Which is why a group like that is incredibly, when you create a group that's organic, they're fit to handle what comes.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you guys are...
It's like therapeutic almost.
Well, you guys are eating shit together.
Exactly.
You guys are in the beginning. I'm kind of equating it to martial arts. We were talking how I train and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah.
You meet, like, you started a new gym. You might be new, but you guys are all going to war together.
Right, we're all hungry.
Yeah. Everybody has those butterflies when they first walked in there into Extreme for, like, the first time again. You know what I mean? And just kind of, like, going into a new place and not knowing anybody. Because that's what we all did. We just would go alone. And it changes everything once you, like, meet those people and you meet the team of people that you're like, I know this motherfucker's on my team.
Yeah.
He's going to be on my team for life because we literally created it together.
Yeah.
You know, there's no There's no, even if there is a mindset to where somebody's like, oh, blah, 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 they don't want to do something about it. That's all right. You have every choice to go and relax and live your lifestyle. Like, Airsoft isn't for everybody.
Sometimes you do need breaks.
Yeah.
Like, we went through, like, we did take a break here.
We took like a 3-week break.
Month.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Like, we got some stuff going on, and we just we played the shit ton.
Yeah.
Just want to take a break. Just chill out for a bit.
Yep. That is definitely a big thing, is to mental health. That is a big thing right now.
Yeah.
Please
I agree.
just let your friends know what's going on, because everybody's fucking here.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready to freaking go, and like, if you have a problem, you gotta just let each other know. Talk about those problems, because mental health is like a big problem right now, especially coming out of COVID. A lot of people don't know how to handle it.
Yeah. Well,
Me included.
I had a yeah.
Fuck.
See, me personally, I loved it. I'll sit in my house alone. I don't give a fuck. I don't gotta see anybody. But, I had a guy on here. His name was Sam Led. Shout out Sam. I'll be on his podcast in
that's cool.
a couple days.
We'll definitely look out for that.
Yeah, he's like I guess the best way to put it, he's a mental health professional.
Yeah.
He counsels people and that type of thing. But his philosophy is pretty interesting in the fact that our brains are they're old hardware, or old software, I should say, because our brains are pretty much reactive still. The way that they operate, the way that our minds operate, is very similar to how the cavemen were. So what happens to us is something happens, stimuli happens, we react. Good, bad, exciting, terrible, whatever the fuck it is, we react in some way. So the way that he describes it is like, our minds can't necessarily differentiate the stimuli like, a modern problem would be, I don't know if I'll make rent this month. It can't differentiate that from what your ancestors were, holy fuck, there's a saber tooth behind us, let's get the fuck out of here. It's very much fight or flight still. That's still that's still how our minds work. So a lot of his thing is not taking the bait.
They call them third world problems, right?
Well, first world
problems. Yeah.
Third world problems are actual problems.
Actual problems.
Like,
so first world problems.
Like our community is dying because we don't have medicine.
Yeah,
that's
a third world problem. Okay, yes.
Yeah, but this guy, he talks about how like, in those third world countries, there's kids that are still, they may have they're dirt poor. They don't have anything that we have, but they still play soccer. They still joke around and have fun.
Right.
Why? Like, why does that happen? And he attributes it to us trying your best to not take the bait, realizing when there's some shit that can affect you. I'm sitting in traffic. Fuck, I'm going to be late. Who gives a fuck?
It doesn't matter.
Just deal with it. It's you know what I'm saying?
I think I agree. I know what you're saying.
It's like deep state stress.
We were just talking about this. Whatever's thrown at you, don't turn everything into a negative. There's a positive in everything that happens.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we have all probably been there,
of
and
course,
all
100%.
feel this way at some point. Everybody,
stress, anxiety, and depression. It comes and goes. But you have to try. And I was just talking about this yesterday to my buddy at work. You can't. Social media is bad. It's a positive and negative. You can't look at social media and say, "Oh, look what Kim Kardashian has.
Yeah,
my life sucks because I don't have that life."
Yep.
Look at Travis Scott. Look what he has. Or Kanye West, and like, I don't have that.
He has nothing now. Travis Scott has nothing now.
I was just gonna say,
just about going.
Like, you know what I mean? Don't compare yourself to what you see online, because at the end of the day, people only post their happy moments online.
They post the best.
So when people see that, and I'm not one of them. I don't look at social media and be like, my life sucks because I don't have a Bugatti or like live in the hills. Like, you know what I mean? That's like something you can manifest, but like it's not like don't kick yourself because of that.
Bet your ass those people are depressed and freaking living a certain type of way too.
Artists like Juice WRLD, my favorite. Like, hate to talk about him.
Shout out
Everyone's like,
Juice
this kid
WRLD.
loves Juice WRLD, but he was rich and he was depressed as fuck.
Yeah,
he took pills. He didn't know how to cope with himself. He had money. He had the life of it.
And he's
everyone
young
wanted.
too. Young.
He died at
that's
20.
probably what did it though.
Just
Being
turned
young,
21.
like a
Being
motherfucker.
young,
having everything.
have it absolutely.
It's hard.
Hard to not go crazy.
Right. Like artists
That's
like
why
Justin Bieber, what, 15, 14 years
Yes,
old?
Justin
Selena
Bieber,
Gomez,
yeah.
all them artists,
They all go crazy at some point.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Demi Lovato and the heroin and all that nonsense. They're young people with handed a lot of money. Justin Bieber says in an interview, he says, "How are you gonna give a kid $80 million and expect him not to go like be like this?"
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's
16
part of
years
the
old,
fame too.
15
It's
years old.
part of like being famous.
You have to.
The money
especially-
activates those crazy things to happen. You know what I mean? And that's what causes media to control everything.
You have to think
because
though,
of those crazy things that happen with money.
Those celebrities, they always have to look right. They always have to act right. They can't just like have fun. They always have to look professional, play their part, and that gets sickening. And everyone says that I'd rather have money than fame.
Hey, same with us. We gotta act professional and be professional. We're
nobodies. We're
nobodies.
Yeah.
And we still have to just act the role. You know what I mean? Play the role.
Right. Which is why it's so interesting when there's a guy or a person that doesn't necessarily play the role, but still breaks through and people gets a legitimate following.
There is definitely a lot of that.
There's a couple of outliers. Right now, I always reference it, but I don't know if you guys, me and you watched it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fear and Loathing.
I have the same poster.
Yeah,
I have the same poster.
I've never seen it.
So Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, it's a movie, but it's based on a book. But the guy who's driving, or supposed to be driving, his name is Hunter S. Thompson. And he was known for being a fucking maniac, but he was an author. Mm-hmm. And he's arguably one of the most prolific authors ever. Definitely from United States, like one of the best authors that the country has ever offered. But that guy didn't live by anybody's standards.
Literally,
did his own thing.
That guy did, like, there's a video. I can't play it on here because we'll get copywritten. But there's a video of Joe Rogan reading his drug schedule, and it's craziness. I mean, it's the exact opposite of what a regimented day should be to normal people.
Right.
Like, he starts his work at midnight. Like, he sits down and writes at midnight, and he'll write for 7 hours, just like a work shift. Somebody else may work a job 7-8 hours, but he'll do it at that time. And that motherfucker is as famous as it gets. So sometimes there is an outlier. Or even right next to him, Frank Sinatra. He has a song, My Way. He did the whole fucking thing his way.
Absolutely.
And so...
That's what creates gods, though, I think, among the...
It's very rare.
There's the fame and all the other good stuff, but then there are people that, hence, we know forever. Yeah. And people of our generation know. And people of the next generation will know of them, too. You know, those are the type of people that did their own thing.
Like branch off to their own
Completely did their own thing.
Ozzy Osbourne biting a bat.
There you go.
Like, that's his,
he's whacked
symbol.
out.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, Ozzy Osbourne.
Hanging
The
midgets.
guy that... Right.
Hanging midgets, exactly.
You know what I mean? People have that little thing about him.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian and her famous tape.
Follow your dreams, people. Follow your dreams.
But see, she made her own lane. Now,
Crazy.
everybody's making sex tapes for clout or just... She's the first one that really, really monetized being a badass bitch who fucks.
Right.
She's the first one.
She is.
Now we got Brittany Renner. We got... I don't even know. There's a bunch of other ones.
There's a
All
bunch
these
of
thoughts,
actors and shit.
Yeah, who get big off purposely releasing a sex tape.
Even the OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
People like... All right, let's just get to the point. People like bad content.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It's like... The worse that content is, like, stupidity-wise, or, like,
That's exactly what it is.
out crazy, that shit fucking blows up.
Or just straight sex.
There's straight sex, but that sex sells.
How often is it like, all right, you guys are doing something really legitimate, this is cool, you guys are building something, but if you go on Instagram and there's a picture of a girl just turned like this, that bitch got 30,000 hits.
Of course. In a second.
For what?
In a minute.
Because there's hungry people out there, and they're thirsty. And they're very thirsty. And it's it's just like a subculture where people can't help themselves.
That's crazy.
They have to delve into that because they can't control it.
I was literally talking about this yesterday too at the airport waiting to come home. OnlyFans, like, so you start off on Instagram, right? You have like 10 million followers. Then you have a YouTube channel, 4 million followers. You take your following from Instagram of 10 million and post that you have an OnlyFans and you're a beautiful girl, this and the other, you have a big following. As soon as you make that OnlyFans, I bet 60% of your followers will subscribe to your OnlyFans. Like Corinna.
Oh, totally.
Corinna, she's a famous YouTuber. Is she a YouTuber? Maybe. She's an Instagram star. She made an OnlyFans, made $1 million a day. A little more than $1 million a day. Like within the hour, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That right there is I don't understand. I don't get, like, people are so attracted and so, like, want to be involved with other people, and
People can't help themselves.
really, they can't.
They have no choice.
They're too involved.
Right.
They're too involved.
Well, it's also living through a fake reality.
Social media, that's the con of social media.
Well, look at where
con-
Meta's going.
Yeah.
You know,
Another virtual
Meta is
reality,
now
NFTs.
going to. Everyone is going to be virtual.
Right.
Nuts,
You know,
dude.
you're going to be buying clothes that are virtual.
Land. Someone
You
just bought
can
land.
land.
for
You can do land.
1.5
You can
million.
be a real estate developer and make real life fucking
That's
money.
what I want to do.
Yeah.
I
Look about the NFTs. You can buy an NFT right now that allows you to make a decision in another world.
Yeah,
crazy.
Totally.
So I'm paying
It's just
to make
nonsense.
one decision for a person or a fictional character in a different world.
Right. Doesn't even.
You know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy. It's just adding to it, and eventually we're just going to be in the machine. Like we're just going to be in the, which is why something like what you guys are doing is popular, because one of the biggest reality altering things is video games.
Right.
For sure.
People get addicted to video games. You know, it's easy to get it because they're super satisfying.
Very easy.
And it's quick gratification. So if you could have something that mimics that, which is what you guys are doing, but it's real life, and you can get legitimate skills. I know that thing's fucking loud. It's all good. People are going to hear it.
Sorry,
Everybody
guys.
who listens
I'm
to
sorry.
I know
I'm
they're
sorry.
going to hear.
The whole time. I'm sorry.
People know this show is a fucking mayhem fest.
Nah, it's okay. You can deal with it.
I'm surprised nothing has gone
Put your
wrong.
headphones in right now.
Yeah. That's the new thing.
Call
Is
it
headphones.
Ear rape.
Yeah.
Those videos on YouTube, ear rape videos.
That's how
Oh
it
my
is.
god.
Where they tell you to put headphones in, they just blast music like, and it doesn't sound. It sounds like shit. It's like
They do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Ear rape videos.
Yeah, good. Yeah, just give yourself
No hearing.
no hearing. Yeah,
means it.
loss of hearing.
That's like
Right away.
what was that shit? Scary Maze back in the day. You remember that?
Oh,
Like,
where you
you like play the game and then the Exorcist comes out.
yeah. Ghost car. Was it Ghost Car? I think one of them was
Yeah.
Ghost Car.
Yeah,
Where it's
yeah,
driving
yeah.
up the mountain, and then all of a sudden the
And
scarecrow thing pops up.
I was just watching Jacksepticeye on YouTube, and he's watching like short films, and they're I don't know if you can call them scary or not. They're just super like ultra realistic,
Yeah.
and like they also make no sense at the same time. So we were watching one called God, I can't even think of it. It was either Pulse or something like that. But long story short, the girl was literally stuck on the side. Like, have you ever seen a dam and the way a dam's built and it's rounded off?
Yeah.
She was stuck on the rounded part. So someone must have dropped her there.
Oh, and she couldn't.
Yeah.
But she was alive.
Oh, she was alive.
Yeah.
And there's no way up, or there's nowhere, and the only way is down,
just
just to
fucked.
fall to your death. So the whole short was like 5 minutes of this girl just sitting there, no voice, like nothing. She's just like, but man, can I tell you, I was glued to that freaking video for 5 minutes because I'm waiting for a plot to change, and nothing happened. That was it. She just sat there the whole video. The end of the video is just nothing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like,
But it was interesting. It was cool to watch that. Like, this girl's literally, she's going, breathing on her hands because she's got blood all over her hands and she's trying to congeal it to use it to pull herself up. So she's like this and trying to move up, and all of a sudden she slips. Whoop, slips down a little bit more, and that's it. She's stuck. She sits there. And she's like, it started raining, and that was it. That was the end of it. Because once it starts raining, that's it. You're done. You go slide right down it.
You know, it's so weird. You never know what'll catch on.
So
I know
weird.
we're talking about, there are things we know for sure that'll catch on.
Yeah.
It's bad content, girls smoking weed or whatever. But sometimes you come across something and you're like, this is like, I'm super interested in this, but I have no fucking clue why.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes no
my
sense.
attention.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the whole point of that, was like the fact that it literally had no plot. There was nothing to it. There was no reason why I watched it now. After I got done with the video, it was just over.
It's a mood. It all depends on your mood too. Like,
Yeah, it's a mood changer. That's definitely what it does. That's
like,
what
this
those
is
things
odd.
are
I've
for.
never seen some shit like this.
And
For
what's
sure.
interesting is probably the guy who made that probably told people about it, and they're like, what the fuck? That sounds stupid.
Right.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
And then
Went ahead and did it.
it has millions of views.
Oh, totally.
3.3 million views on YouTube or something like that. Crazy.
If you want to watch something that'll genuinely make you uncomfortable,
Okay.
I've watched, to memory, I've probably watched one movie that's made me like, this is weird. It's called Eraserhead.
Eraserhead.
Okay.
I love horror.
Yeah, I'm down to watch it. I'll probably watch it as soon as I leave.
It's supposed to be like a scary movie. It's not like a rah, jump out at you. Fucking,
Yeah.
No, it's just odd.
It's
Something
so
weird.
weird, dude. It's the way it's made. It's almost like you're in a fever dream. You ever have a fever dream?
Yeah.
And it's like hyper realistic, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
see,
weird shit's going on.
that's the best. That's what makes me drawn to the movie, is that weird stuff.
Yeah, it's called Eraserhead, dude. It's in black and white.
It's creepy.
But it was made after color, so it could be in color, but they chose to do it black and white.
Yeah, it's just creepy.
And it's like this dude lives in like a really industrial land. Like he walks around and there's just fucking, he looks so tiny compared to everything, and it's just loud. And the sounds, if you closed your eyes and listened to the sounds, you'd be like, what is this? Like, it's so uneasy feeling. It's such a weird fucking thing.
It's called Midsummer. Thinking of a movie that fucked me up like that. I think it's called Midsummer.
Yeah.
On Netflix, it was a cult movie.
Oh, I love cults.
I'm just trying
I love learning about cults.
I don't know. They're either really good to me or they're really bad.
Right.
It has to have a storyline for me to be interesed in it, because otherwise I like lose all. I'm like, why am I can't sit here and watch this anymore.
Is it Midsummer?
You start getting convinced.
I think so.
You're like, I want to join this fucking thing.
No, man. That like, I'm all for the horror. Like, my favorite movie series is probably Insidious. It's like not real, obviously, but I love horror. Paranormal Activities is all right. Conjuring series. But I watched this cult movie, and I'm like, dude, like, this isn't like a pop-up, like, scary type bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just like fucks with your head. Like,
I love that.
wow, dude. Yeah. So actually, I believe I want to say it's Midsummer, and it's another movie. The beginning, they take a drug that like is supposed to like replicate mushrooms or LSD. It's psychedelic type shit.
Yeah.
They go into this weird daze and attracted to the woods. They're on a hill. There's just open field, flowers, beautiful. Looks beautiful. Then they get all fucking weird, lay on a tree or some shit, and things just go crazy. Like, they start seeing people in dresses. They follow them. Then all of a sudden they're in a cult. Like, they're kidnapped and they're in a fucking cult.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's mind-boggling.
It puts things into perspective.
Yeah, dude, it is, because that shit happens.
Oh, totally.
It's a real thing in other parts of the world.
That's the best horror, is real horror.
It fucks with you.
When you watch like a documentary and you're like, especially like a cult documentary, you're like, these people believe this shit?
Yeah.
Like, imagine being that charismatic that you can get a group of people to get on a plane, go to Guyana, and then sit in a fucking room and drink Kool-Aid and all kill yourselves.
Oh, dude, it's
Jonestown.
It just hurts, man. It hurts your chest, hurts your brain to think of, like, to see it.
It's almost not weird, because like think about it. Like, imagine if you didn't have social media and you didn't have everything good.
Yeah.
And you came from a background where like you literally had nothing, and you're just kind of like bored.
You prey on the right people.
And and you get chosen pretty much. Like, someone sees you and they know you're innocent. They know you this, that, the other thing. And some people are really good at doing that.
Yeah.
And that's why that happens. Is because you're like, it's a lost cause, you know?
Right.
You don't know what can happen. Some people take chances in life. And back then when, like, you know, I think it's different now. I think you have to be very intricate nowadays to get somebody to do something like that, because there's so much, like, I don't know. We just have... Yeah, there's just so much information out there. Like, everybody knows everything. Oh, you join a cult? Come on, you're crazy. But, like... People do it because they just don't, they're disinformed, or they don't have any information like we do nowadays.
Right. Yeah. So easy to prove something.
Same with
wrong.
killers, like in murderers. You were talking about that the other day.
No more serial killers.
And there's none, because I think people just understand more, and like children too. Like, don't go out there, don't go see this guy. Kids weren't told that back in the day.
And there's just there's too much. There's cameras, there's social
cameras,
real life crime.
Yeah.
All the crime is like, you can do it from your laptop.
Right.
Real life crime, burglarizing and killing people.
It's
it still
different.
obviously happens a lot, but it's not.
It happens in places where they don't have control.
Yeah.
Of those things.
Chicago,
so like, you know,
Yeah.
Our government is good at controlling a lot of the areas.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't see
money.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. No more Dahmer. There was, in like the 60s, there was like fucking...
Many.
There was Dahmer. Manson was a cult leader, but he convinced people to kill. What was the dude that was slithering into windows? The Night Stalker. Broken ass teeth and shit.
I don't know who that, Jack the Ripper, that's a real thing?
I think, but that's like old. That's like London and like
it was London.
Yep. Shit.
Yeah.
That dude who just...
Jack the Ripper was, yes. He was like a murderer out, and he would murder like girls and kids.
Yeah, man. He was, that's some crazy shit.
That Night Stalker dude, I watched a documentary. Ted Bundy was another one I was thinking.
Ted Bundy,
yes.
I watched a documentary of that guy. Dude, that guy is legitimately the devil. I don't know if you guys have seen...
I have not.
If you've ever heard of him. I forget his name.
The Night Stalker?
So there's a Jake Gyllenhaal like movie that is based on him.
Yeah.
But there's a documentary where they talk about the dude and he was a fucking absolute sicko. Like, he had a broken ass tooth in his mouth and I guess there was blood or something. Or they were able to deduce that he had like a fucked up grill. And the forensic guy was like, I don't know how this guy is walking around with how bad in condition his mouth is. But this motherfucker was just killing women, fucking kids, killing and fucking kids. Like,
That's
he was
evil.
An
That's
absolute
crazy.
sickener. Like, he literally said, I'm pretty sure on his hand, he either put a pentagram on his hand or said, I'm the devil, or some fucked up shit.
Yeah, it's just that
beautiful.
it was different. It was definitely different back then.
But
That
he was a
some
handsome
different
guy, aside from the banged up grill. It's like you see, there's like a, I don't know, there's some, what's the word, a trend. All these serial killers are like, they all say that, oh, he was such a smooth talker and a handsome guy.
Well,
and it's like,
they had to be. How the fuck else are you gonna freaking go and murder all those people?
It's like
God.
Ted Bundy though, wasn't Zac Efron
Zac
Ted
Efron
Bundy?
did,
yeah. That guy too. He was a cool, collected guy, and before people found out, he was just murking people.
Yeah.
They were smart.
Right.
Different breed of people.
It's
They're
ideologies. Ideologies are what
Also,
kill people.
Multiple personalities.
people get found when they start telling other people about what they're doing too.
Oh,
so it's like those people probably were in a different mindset. They just had nobody else to tell anything
Dahmer.
about. You know what I mean?
Did you watch the new movie Dahmer? I think it's just called Dahmer. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
There's a few of them, but Dahmer, I think it's on Hulu. It was pretty good. It's his childhood.
Yeah.
Before he became a killer, and he was just the weirdest kid. Like,
It's weird.
Oh, totally.
his dad had like weird science projects. He was always bringing home like fucking dead things in jars and carcasses and all sorts of like sus shit. Like
Adoption.
and when
Adoption papers.
Yeah,
Let's
literally.
get this fucking kid out of here.
So fucking his parents battled and he was the oddball. And kids at school would always make fun of him. Oh, Dahmer, this like bullied him
Time
and
to
shit.
kill.
Can't
And then
even go
the
into
ending
that. Yeah,
scene
I
is
know.
like where he's just like, I want to start fucking doing this shit. Like, like I'm tired of
For real.
the bullshit.
You know how he
crazy.
died?
I do not.
He, in jail, the guards more or less let a couple guys
Really?
in his cell.
I believe it though.
And they bashed his fucking head into the ground, and he didn't make a sound.
Yeah.
He just they bashed his head, and he just quietly went to fucking.
He was waiting for it.
Yeah.
He knew his fate probably. I mean, there's that thing where people know when they're gonna die.
The
And
government,
that probably is.
knows all
I mean,
that.
especially if you're such a hard, gruesome person like that, and you've done so much bad in the world.
Yeah.
Kind of just like let it go.
Right.
You
What the hell are you
expect
gonna do?
You gotta expect it.
Yeah, you're gonna expect someone to do some shit like that, especially killing a bunch of people's family members. Because when you kill one person, they got 15 family members. You don't know who the hell they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That person could try and search for you for their whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Epstein style.
Epstein.
Literally, yeah. Suicide.
Yeah, sure.
Suicide by 2 gunshot fucking bullets in the back of his head.
Yeah. Just suddenly happens.
I don't think you can hold a gun to back and shoot it without.
Definitely can't do it twice.
Yeah.
You can't do it twice.
Exactly. What do you? Boom, boom. What?
Yeah.
Come on.
You even just doing that motion, it just doesn't look
It doesn't
right.
feel right because I can't hold a gun and shoot it like that. I'll
Pop your shoulder out or something.
right.
Wow.
And then you're
Wow.
definitely not
Oof,
doing
I
it again.
missed. Shit.
And you're not doing it twice. You are not coming after that first shot. You are not.
Where'd he get the gun? He's in jail. Where'd he get the gun? What's going
Well,
on?
his lady, she's on trial, right? Ghislaine.
Is she?
Yeah.
Maxwell?
Yeah. And there's
don't know much
nobody's
about it.
talking about that. That's not in the news.
Of course not.
Which, in their defense, is common. Doesn't always need to be on the news. But, I mean, this one,
Right.
come on, you know?
Come with the territory,
You
yeah.
see shit all the time about Epstein still. Like, I saw something the other day. It was like, I don't know if it was, I don't want to say Clinton because I don't want to fucking make some bullshit up, but it was like,
Boy,
it was Trump, I think it was Clinton, had receipts from Epstein's plane.
Totally.
Like, going to the island.
Yeah.
Like, there was like a, what do you call it, like a past log of who flew, and it was like, I'm almost positive it was Clinton. It was definitely Trump, I think Clinton, and Epstein going back and forth to the island and shit. I don't know, dude. All that like shit just keeps coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they had
it's just-
I think they had Epstein's pilot, like, at the,
might have been
on the stand
Of course.
at the fucking,
Oh, they'll get everybody.
good move.
It's all odd, though.
dude. It is odd.
Can't-
That whole celebrity.
When you
shit's
have money,
crazy.
it just changes perspective of things
Oh,
because
hell
you
yeah.
can
You can do
legally lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And when you have power,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Epstein's not alive.
Right.
He had, dead men tell no tales. He probably had some fucking. He's not going to jail. He's not going to sit in jail to protect you and you and you and you. He's going to rat everybody out.
Exactly.
Clinton and the whole fucking everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's proof of all that stuff, too.
Everything's
family.
recorded.
Which also is held a lot, all that information, a lot of it's held from the public, too.
Totally.
There's so much stuff that we don't know,
Yeah.
you know? And you can only conspire about, but...
Well, they still won't release the JFK docs, which is crazy because what that means...
They're supposed to every, 20 years
Did
after...
they leak it? Someone leaked it, right?
Maybe, I think.
Someone got... it might have been JFK. Someone got in and
you can't trust any information
released
nowadays.
a bunch of files.
Yeah. But what it is, what you can tell from them not releasing it is that there's probably people who are still alive that'll get in trouble for what happened.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
That makes sense.
Were you the one telling me the first guy that Apollo 18 or whatever? Was it you? I think I remember my buddy Steve.
Yeah.
He was telling me one of these guys, they were on their deathbed and they just said all the bullshit that they knew about, I think it was Apollo, the first people that went on the moon.
Yeah.
And it was like they told all the secrets that they knew about the government. Because they were just about to die. They were on their way out. They told I don't know who they told, but they released all the facts about it. And I think we need more people like that.
Aliens.
Because there's so much bullshit out there. I'm a big conspiracy theorist.
That's good.
And so if I see some shit in the news, the government says, I'm automatically like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't believe why would the news and the TV put out to all these people what they want people to hear or tell them the truth? They're not going to tell millions and billions of people the truth.
They want to control people.
They're going to tell them what's going to make them think like, oh, COVID's bad. We got to stay inside and this, that, and the other. And dude, I don't know people's views on it. Personally, me, I understand COVID and stuff, but you can't rely on the TV because a doctor can put out fucking 50,000 people died this week. Mm-hmm. People will believe it. Then the next day or the next week, they'll be like, no one died this week. COVID's gone. And then the following week, they'll say COVID's back at all-time high. Or, you know what I mean? And whatever they say, people are going to live their lives based on that. They don't have their own mindset. If you're sick,
you have the choice. You wear your mask and you don't get other people sick. That's what it comes down to.
You can't listen to the news, man. Even the weather. How many times they fuck up the weather?
One of the few jobs that you can be wrong and stay employed.
Right? Oh, yeah. All day. They're wrong every day.
Yeah. Well, they control the narrative. I mean,
yeah.
That's the fourth piece of government. I don't know if you've ever heard that. It's what? Executive, judicial, legislative, the media.
Yeah.
Because there was a quote, Duncan Trussell. Do you guys know who Duncan Trussell is? He's a comedian. Mm-hmm. He's pretty fucking funny, but he has a joke where he's like, there's probably a guy next to a waterfall right now wondering how scared he should be. Because...
Literally.
How scared and divided he should feel. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll say something, 50,000 people die of COVID. And people don't even think about it for a second. When you hear 50,000, that's like a fucking 0.25% of the entire population.
Right. It's a great nut of the population.
It's nothing that you should really be worried about.
Yeah. Right.
50,000 people, more than that, probably die every day.
Of course.
For sure.
You know, from other things.
Exactly.
They're just saying that shit to have people, let's...
Yeah, it doesn't end.
They
don't shut the fuck up about it.
It's crazy.
And
it won't end.
The thing that blew my mind was, bro, we've had so many different types of sicknesses and shit go around. Fucking Ebola, all sorts of crazy shit. And then this shit came up, and there's video of the president getting a shot on the news, and they're promoting this shit. Oh, look, I got.
Dude, they're forcing kids in school.
I got this. And why? If it was just a thing, it wouldn't be on the news. It wouldn't be on the TV. There was never ever in the past the president or someone important getting a shot in the news to prove to you oh, get this. You need to get this. Look, I got it.
They're on some weird shit.
It's crazy. The past few years has been weird.
What's even weirder is the fact that they won't accept any other treatments other than the vaccine.
Right.
There's no talk of other things that are working. Ivermectin or what's the other one? Monoclonal antibodies. They're giving the antibodies to everybody in Florida. Yeah. Because Florida doesn't give a fuck about anything that's going on.
Florida,
Texas,
shout out Florida.
Shit
Yeah, they're giving that shit out. The antibodies are literally meant to combat COVID. Right. But you don't hear about that.
What is
shit.
it? Just vitamin C?
You don't hear about that because they want you to inject yourself with something that they're giving you.
And it's not FDA approved, I thought.
The vaccine? The vaccine is. The vaccine is
there's 3 of them, the 4. One of them
I don't know if
I
don't know if the booster is officially yet.
Yeah.
But
who knows?
Yeah. You really don't know.
The thing is all these media companies, I don't know if you ever saw the clip, but another Joe Rogan thing. I keep talking about Joe Rogan. We're all bros. Everyone listens to Joe Rogan. But
sure.
he had a clip up where it was all these different media sources.
Yeah.
And right after it, brought to you by Pfizer. Brought to you by Pfizer. Every single one. And it's obviously all they want is
They're making the bands right now. They're making money, dude. It's a whole nother aspect of things. Exactly. It's healthcare right now is making a lot of money.
Well, if you look
especially with all the cuts, they cut all those people out of their jobs because they wouldn't get the vaccines and stuff. They are making a lot of money.
Johnson & Johnson, that company has a lot of bad rep. That's a terrible fucking company, man.
For their whole existence, they've had bad reps, but they control parts of.
They have their own vaccine. Like, dude, it's nuts.
Nobody takes it because it gives you blood clots. But I mean, a few years ago, they were being sued by plenty of states for inducing the opioid crisis, which I don't know if...
Yes, I heard about that.
They were basically informing doctors to prescribe more opiates.
Exactly.
Because they're getting, obviously, more money.
More money.
So, and they got hit with billions and billions of dollars. Where's Johnson & Johnson? They're still here.
They're still here because they have the $1 billion to deal with that.
Yeah, exactly.
To be like, shut the fuck up about that, bro. Like, shh, stop.
Right. Yeah, it is. It's a huge... I mean, we've only been alive for a couple decades.
Yeah.
But as long as we've been alive, this has to be...
The craziest.
As divided as I've seen.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Because there's so many things that they're implementing to divide us on.
Yeah.
Like starting, obviously, with our former president. One side hated him so much that, I mean, more or less, they forced him out of office, right? Mm-hmm. They blamed absolutely everything. And I'm not even saying that I'm a Trump fan. I don't give a fuck either guy. I mean, the guy we have now is pretty bad. He can't talk.
He can't do anything.
That's pretty fucking
I'm pretty sick and tired of, like, the way the president's acting.
Yeah.
I just think it's just a waste of time.
It is.
You know?
It's really embarrassing because, okay, our last president, maybe a psycho, had some things that people didn't agree with, which is every fucking president.
Right.
Absolutely.
But at least the motherfucker was allowed to speak for himself. At least he was allowed. And here's the thing, is nobody is... Every week, somebody was saying, Trump said this to a reporter. Trump said that. Nobody talks about the fact that this guy can't speak on his own. He literally says, they won't let me speak, I'll get in trouble.
Because
the president.
It's just insane because you're absolutely right. Yeah. And I think people have realized that Trump wasn't doing it for anything other than us as America as a whole.
Yeah.
I just think that he was a great business person, and I think that he put us in the places that we needed to be. Should he have gotten the rap that he got? Probably not, but, you know, it is what it is now, and I think we got to move forward. I think that we need to elect a president and all come together and elect a president that's just going to be there for us and, like, hold down the chaos. Because I think the guy that's doing it right now is causing a lot of fucking chaos. Yeah. Regardless of what your political background is. Right. I just think everyone knows that it's a chaotic world to live in right now. And I think that we all have to get through it together because it's just like, it's rough. It's stupid.
We got to change it up, I think. No Democrat, Republican bullshit. Give someone else a chance.
Yeah, give someone else a chance.
Don't,
for sure.
Like I know there's rules and regulations, but maybe someone that's not already super wealthy, like your average, everyday, working, educated person, that sees all sides of everything, put them in office or give them a chance, because these people that have been in office, they're rich, they're already above and beyond everybody. Donald Trump was a TV superstar, a celebrity, $1 billion man. You know what I mean? So obviously. His whole business, his whole way of working is towards working people, shit like that, making money. That was his. Biden is for the people, for the confused.
But he's not doing anything.
Dude, I don't even want
he
to talk
says
about
what
it,
he's doing. He says, just like how Trump was saying what he was doing.
Right.
He was doing it.
The people.
This guy's saying he's going to do something, and then he's just like up on the stand like a zombie.
There's just too much. Like you could say like whatever. I'm not a Trumpy either or a Biden person. I don't vote personally.
Yeah.
I see good in both of them. Like I agree with some shit they both say.
Yeah.
And I disagree with shit they both say. So to me personally, I don't think my vote even matters.
I don't think it matters either, to be honest. I think there's somebody else controlling it anyways.
But friggin', there's so much. There's shit on Trump too, like with the women and all that nonsense. Before he was a president,
right?
You know what I mean? With Biden, every day a new video comes out with like
him saying nonsense.
Like, oh, I get out of the pool and the kids rub my hair and my legs. I just saw one, dude. So I work.
I know. It's insane.
It's so good.
To hear it from his mouth and then actually see it, you're like, this isn't made up. This is not made up.
He's nuts.
It's crazy.
I've been working in Nantucket, and I went out in Mass.
Yeah.
And last week for Thanksgiving, Biden he goes there every year, so I had to leave Tuesday night. He flew in Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Over the till last Monday over the weekend, he had an interview out there and online it says Biden's worst speech of all time, and it was in Nantucket, and it's just getting worse, man. Like every time this guy talks, it gets
of
worse.
course he is.
It gets worse.
Of course he's declining.
It's really not fair for him either, though. That's the thing.
Right.
They put him there, and like maybe he's like, oh, I'm gonna be the president, but at the same time, it's like I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
I
old,
had
he's
brain
Alzheimer's.
surgery.
Whose man's is this?
He probably
Or
does.
dementia?
Probably. They're not gonna tell us that.
No, they would never tell us that. Oh yeah, our president has dementia.
Dementia.
Then we got China and everybody hopping on our ass right now.
Dude, it's just Trump. Like the way I looked at it as like he made friends with fucking Kim Jong-Un.
Yeah.
He shook his hand. Didn't he meet Putin? Didn't he like settle shit with Putin too?
I don't know. I mean, they're boys.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
he
more or less.
was. He
shit
had
is settled
he had an
because
agreement with him.
they had agreements
he,
and stuff.
he
Yeah.
may not know, like, didn't know how to speak to people in a
Yeah,
way.
he's not politically correct.
Right. But in my opinion, I'm not no political nothing. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a guru or anything. But it seemed like the world was doing all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Our
I think he was
economy-
genuine.
our
I think he was a
economy as a
genuine
whole-
person.
Our economy as a whole was doing all right.
I think the biggest thing for him was that he was fighting against this narrative that's being pushed of extreme censorship. Everybody has to be included in everything all the time.
Yeah.
Nobody can be made fun
You
of.
have to worry about people's feelings nowadays.
All the time.
All the time.
Always. Everybody has to. Every single person has to have equal opportunity in everything, which is fucking fairy tale land.
That's the problem with our
Bullshit.
generation.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for you came in last. You suck. But
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yep.
Exactly.
Like
Absolutely.
I
Doesn't mean you can't
But-
get better.
But
Doesn't
that's
mean
how
you can't
how
build.
our generation was taught to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the generation before us, our parents, they all grew up and they worked their fucking asses off.
our great
They
grandparents,
beat their
wars.
asses and they did what they had to do
That's a
to
fact.
get the shit done. And us, like on the other hand, everyone has to get a
Snowflakes,
here.
man.
It's just go take your little cookie in the corner and go hang out and just
Yeah, it's
relax
true, though. It's
for a
true.
minute because everyone's got like this is over content, over emotion, over everything. It's just too much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the people that are running the media now is what technically the generation before us, millennials.
Yeah.
We're technically Gen Z.
Yep.
So, I think that our generation. I'd like to think that our generation is a little. This might be biased because we're part of it, but I think they're a little better in the sense that we've already gone through some fucked up shit, and we realize
sure.
that nobody's coming to help. So you got to figure some shit out on your own. Whereas millennials grew up in a time where everybody had a job, everyone went to college and
Yep.
did their thing,
That's what I tell my parents every day.
and that's, you know what I'm saying. So
That's what I tell them.
now they're controlling. They're the ones who have the jobs in the media. So whatever they say is what we're going to hear about.
For sure.
And what they're pushing, it's terrible. It turns everything to shit. It turns anything you like artistic, music, fucking comedy, movies. It turns to shit when you start adding this wokeness. When
Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart was gonna. I think it was the Grammys.
Yep.
Or one of those one of those awards, and he
Yeah.
made a gay joke.
Yes.
He's a fucking
It kicked him
comedian.
off.
He's a comedian, man.
Crazy.
The most important thing about comedy is that satire. Is
Yeah.
that
What the fuck are they there for?
what is the point of it?
Cat Williams and that other co dude on Netflix, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
All they talk about is racist shit and
Yeah.
gay this and lesbians, LGBTQ. That's their mojo. If you don't like it, don't fucking listen to it. Don't bitch about it.
It comes
Don't
down to
listen
that
it.
divide of like of the whole racial thing going on and like kind of like now people's feelings matter. They should, but at the same time, it's like
Tune it
everyone
out.
has a different opinion.
Right.
Just leave it that
You
way.
can't live your life for
You know
other
what I
people,
mean?
dude.
Yeah.
We can't all think the same. We can't all act the same.
And it's really ironic because we were talking about earlier how right now there's so much content everywhere. There's everything.
Yep.
Why are you physically putting yourself through something that you're not enjoying just so you can go bitch to people about it?
Unfollow it.
Absolutely.
block it,
weird.
Unsubscribe to it.
Yeah.
Tune it out.
Because people want to feel wanted.
Yeah.
They want to feel that like, oh, this person's gonna give a fuck. They put their comment under mine, so they give a fuck about something. You know what I mean? It's boredom. I think it has to do with boredom, especially with COVID going on. You know, people just kind of pick on each other because it's easy. You know, oh, I can go on a YouTube video and go and pick on you all day long because it's fun to that person.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, what is it doing? It has no purpose. There's no purpose.
That's why
to it.
people hate on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People hate that dude, man.
But he says it like it is.
That's
Tells the truth, and that's what we want. That's
the
what
way
we
it should be.
Exactly.
Now, I'm actually super happy that what Netflix did they're standing behind Dave Chappelle. So Chappelle just put out a special.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still there. They had a stand-in, like employees at Netflix.
What was it about? What was the whole problem?
So he, notoriously, I mean, he's one of the best comics ever. And in doing that, you're going to offend some people.
I listened to it. There's a lot about the lesbian culture and
Lesbian, he talks about transgenders.
Yep.
He says that that's his, like...
Because that's what's popping right now.
Part of his,
it's funny.
Part of his joke is that he's like, I can't stop writing jokes about these motherfuckers. so he has a bunch of jokes and whatever. But this past special, he kind of lays into the transgender thing because he talks about how they canceled the baby, who's a wild motherfucker already. Writes songs that people are turning up to, says crazy shit, but now he says some gay stuff on a stage, and now he's taken away from getting money.
Put your letters up if you don't have AIDS or something.
If you don't have AIDS, if you're not sucking dick,
Because you gotta be careful nowadays. Because it's so those people are like, not like the people that are like getting the shit for saying something.
Yeah,
they're the ones that are like you unknowingly caused a problem.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Sometimes you don't know.
The thing is, and that exactly right, is the thing is the baby he's a fucking rapper.
Yeah.
Rappers talk about fucking killing and robbing and fucking other bitches and doing drugs and selling drugs.
Yeah.
Doing crazy shit. Not to mention he shot 2 people in a
Killed
Walmart.
a dude in Walmart.
In Walmart.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle talks about that. And then he's like, one gay person or gay people get their feelings hurt. And now this guy can't make any money. So that was kind of his thing.
It's true. That's true, man.
He goes throughout his special and he ends up telling a really heartfelt story about a person that he was really close with. That was a transgender person. Made jokes about it, the whole thing. He goes, she killed herself. Like, she ended up killing herself. And he's like, and I felt lied to because she jumped up. She'd been telling me her whole life that she's a woman. And she went and jumped off a building. And he goes... Only a man would do some gangster shit like that. And people thought it was funny. And his whole thing was like, hey, I'm making jokes. We're supposed to be laughing together.
Together, yes.
Yeah.
Because people take shit to heart. You know,
People
they think
personalize
they're personalizing
Take
it.
shit the
Yeah,
wrong
that's a
way.
good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
And
Personalize.
comics have to be on the outside of that spectrum.
Of course.
You want to have, a news anchor be that way, fine. A politician, fine.
Mm-hmm.
A comedian, comedy is like such a low tier form of entertainment, right?
sure.
There's fucking above that is movies and music.
Right.
Above everything
Sports.
is music, sports. Comedy is literally supposed to be for you and your buddies. You watch some guy and he's making you laugh. That's
He's gonna
literally
laugh.
what the fuck.
He's gonna make you laugh.
It's just
Yeah.
like that dude in the... I'm terrible at history, but the dude, was he a black guy that painted his face white? Or vice
I'm
versa?
not sure.
Comedy,
What about
a
it?
comedian back in the day. It was a silent act.
Okay.
He was a code dude. He painted his face white, painted his body white, and he got a lot of backlash from that too.
Yeah.
Because you could see why. He was a black dude acting as a white guy.
It's just controversial,
It's a
and
big part of
controversy is
history.
what sells
Yeah.
on top of comedy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think they go hand in hand. And I think that's what men's like comedians is like, that aspect to them that they can just talk about something really controversial right there, then and there.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I love in a comedian. That's what most people like.
Totally.
But I think nowadays you just gotta be careful. You have to say things a certain way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, also, when you're a monolith like Dave Chappelle, like he's arguably the greatest comedian that ever lived. So he's bigger than anything. Like he walked away from being canceled. He's kind of uncancelable.
Right.
Like he walked away from the Chappelle show, left a whole bunch of money on the table, came back, and he's like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want.
That's another thing that
He has every right.
Yeah.
we kind of talk about sometimes. Past, I'll say 50 years, this whole gay LGBTQ trans thing hasn't been as big as it's been in the past 5 years. Like it's been huge. It's just getting worse. And I shouldn't say worse because I'm not judging but it's
bigger.
progressively getting more important to the world.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like if you're not a part of that community, you're looked at like you're a piece of shit.
You're against it.
Right.
Yeah. Which
Like-
is not true.
No,
It isn't
no,
true.
Not at all. And it's becoming more of a problem between the comedy acts, the artists, everyone, all of us. The way
Day-to-day
we live.
conversations
Right.
are more stressful because you need to have an opinion on everything.
Right.
You can't just sit down with
And
somebody.
you also don't want to offend anyone.
True. Right. You can't just sit down like we're doing here and just have a fucking normal conversation. Everybody's got to have, did you hear about, what do you think about Kyle Rittenhouse? Did you hear about fucking us pulling out of Afghanistan? Who gives a fuck, bro? We're we're at a bar. What do you want to talk about this?
Why do you want to
watch
do
the
that?
fucking game. Watch the guys get CTE. Watch them bang each other in the head. And shut the fuck up.
Just shut the fuck up. Seriously.
So my buddy's podcast, Pace Have Friends.
Yeah.
This kind of happened in their first episode. So they have a movie improv scene, right? And it was something wicked stupid. Like we spun the wheel and it landed on something like 3 gay Hawaiian guys and 3 gay Hawaiians with Fruit Loops or something like that. Some stupid shit like that, right? So my buddy, one of my buddies that's on the podcast, he used to be in a band, and a lot of their fan base were gay. Yeah. And just like different, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
just trendy. That was part of his fan base.
Right. So
music.
A big part of his fan base. So they reenacted the whole scene, and it was like they were talking some gay shit and all sorts of crazy nonsense. And at the end, after they filmed it, my buddy's like, I don't think we can post that. And Steve and me were like, why? What's wrong with it? He goes, it's gonna offend too many people. Yeah. And he's like, I'm not like that. And I like my buddy is a hilarious dude. He's hilarious. He comes from. He's from Barville. He just jokes about everything. So we look at him as like he's just a jokester, comedian.
Yeah.
His fan base from his band don't know that. So he's like, in his defense, he's like, oh, they're gonna watch me say this shit and they're not gonna follow me no more. They're not gonna support my band. They're gonna think I'm anti-gay.
You get canceled.
So they had to refilm a whole skit because he's worried about this other fan base judging him based on what he
Dude,
said.
because it happens.
In a
It happens.
Fucking in something in a podcast, like
right.
A made up scene in a movie, you know what I mean? Like he had to change his life for that. Like,
it's
that's
crazy.
Bullshit, dude.
One word can actually cause you to be canceled by a video
have to worry
like
about that, man. That's not cool.
There's and what's great again about YouTube and that type of thing is now you can kind of make that. You can make that content because there's very little censorship. It's starting to be a little more censored, but even then,
but
they can't take your shit down.
It blocks it away. It blocks it away from the people that shouldn't be watching it.
Right, and you also can't get paid off of it.
Milk Boys, you know Milk Boys?
Yeah.
They don't make money on YouTube at all.
Yeah,
they have 7
make it
million
off
followers, man.
their websites.
Yeah. Their merch. They don't make money off YouTube. That's bullshit. They don't even post bad content.
Right.
Their shit's not even bad, man. There's worse on YouTube.
Well, there's speaking of getting canceled in comics and all that shit, there's a comedian who's he's hilarious and he's more or less new, but he got canceled from Saturday Night Live, and his name is Shane Gillis, and he literally said some Asian shit on a podcast years ago, a podcast that he was doing before anybody even knew who the fuck he was. Nobody heard it when it initially came out.
Right.
But they dug it up, they found it, and they kicked him off Saturday Night Live. And now he has a show on YouTube that I tell everybody about. It's called Gillian Keeves. Mm-hmm. And it's a sketch show. And it is fucking hilarious, dude. It's nothing that Saturday Night Live could do. Saturday Night Live couldn't do any of it because, again, they got to be politically correct. They got this and whatever.
It's aired.
And it's literally hilarious. So the fact that some people are still worried of putting that stuff out, you really shouldn't. Right. Especially if your goal is to eventually, make whatever you're doing. You got to build a fan base. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you build a fan base and your group knows, hey, this guy says some pretty crazy shit,
that's who you're gonna attract.
And they'll tell their friends, hey, look at this fucking guy. He says crazy shit, and there's still a market for crazy shit.
There's definitely a market for crazy shit for sure.
Love that.
Dude, we shoot each other all day long.
Exactly. People like violence, with like stupid shit, and just that's what attracts the eye.
Glowy things.
Yeah, it's just stupid shit. People like stupid shit. It's entertaining. That's violence is entertaining. Yeah. Like arguments, like that shit's entertaining. People will tune in.
And glow in the dark.
That's right.
Yeah, and glow in the dark things.
Shiny things. One more thing I wanted to ask you guys before we close this motherfucker out. You were talking about how obviously on the West Coast, Speedsoft is a bigger thing. Mm-hmm. What kind of money do they get paid out there for that?
Airsofters really don't make money.
But they do get paid.
They get paid through winning competitions.
Sure. And sponsors.
And sponsors help.
Right.
It's mostly just like...
You got to be a smart guy to make money off of a sponsor. Mm-hmm. Because the sponsors want money too.
Sure.
So, when it comes to playing Airsoft and being a professional Airsoft player, it comes down to you winning. Like, you want to be number one.
Yeah.
And going into a competition with a $10,000 prize is where you want to be.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, but you're going up against the best in possibly the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, a big player in this is this company called Monk Customs, and they're out of I want to say France, but correct me if I'm wrong. And these people they're like part of like the championship of Speedsoft. So like they've been doing this for longer than America. So they have it aired, and they have some sort of like live television version of this, and it's on YouTube too, live.
Right.
And they're making like $25K for winning a tournament. But this is like a 3-day tournament. You're playing against 100 teams. You're in a bracket style, competition, and that's really basis of where your money comes from.
Right.
There's
no like league that'll give you a contract yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. The contracts will start like CSL, the one that's on the East Coast, their competitive Speedsoft league. They're starting to do that, where you build like a profile, and it says if you're a semi-pro or a pro, and you work on a point system. So like your pro team can move up to an even better rank or whatever the case may be through this website. But it'll give you like where the event is, what time you got to be there, the sign-ups, how much you got to pay, blah blah blah. But you also got to pay to get into these competitions. So like our team has to pay in order to get into a competition.
Right.
In order to win that money, because it pools all that money together from all the teams.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So
Seems like it's very much an emerging market.
it's very emerging. It's brand new.
Yeah.
Please follow New England Speedsoft. Please follow New England Speedsoft.
Where can they find you guys? Socials,
Instagram. My social is Slater. You can look us up at Nest Slater.
Mine's Nest Flanks. TikTok.
Everything.
Instagram.
Instagram is where we're most popping.
Yeah.
So if you want to go
You'll
to our
find everything
Instagram,
on the Instagram.
yeah, you'll find all of our content there.
Definitely
so,
follow Extreme Airsoft.
yeah, definitely
Tune
follow
with
them.
those guys.
For sure. Follow our sponsors, Take One Airsoft out of Virginia, Speedsoft Official. Take One's doing some crazy stuff. We're going to be coming out with some 3D printed parts
Crazy
for our
guns,
airsoft guns.
That's pretty sick.
Glow in the dark.
They are.
And
yeah, no bullshit.
yeah, so we're going to be seeing some cool stuff. So next time we're on your podcast, we'll bring by some of our
shit.
some products.
And tell them Ness sent you, motherfuckers.
Oh hell yeah!
You heard him on the Smoking Simian.
That's a fact.
That's it. I have nothing else to say to you, motherfuckers. Thank you
Awesome.
both for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Dude, thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah.
having us. I appreciate you, Antonio.
Next time, hopefully, our third personal show.
Hell yeah!
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need the other boys on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get them on there.
Make sure you guys follow me. All the links in the description. I say it every fucking episode. I say it at the beginning too.
Follow.
That's
Give him a
right.
follow, man. This shit's cool shit.
Hell
Just
yeah.
what he's doing, man.
Thank
He
you
knows
guys.
what he's doing.
Yeah. All right. We're done, motherfuckers. Peace.
Peace.